So that you can receive all the love in our hearts, and our church family is truly precious. If we have any first timers, and I see some people, would you mind standing up and giving us your name? Both of you.
Danielle.
Danielle, where are you from, Danielle?
I live in Peoria.
In Peoria, well, welcome. It's our sincere hope that you'll return and become a part of our spiritual family. And there are one more. Okay.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead. I haven't been in this building before, but I have visited before. My name is Leah Applewhite. I'm visiting my mom. I live in Seattle area.
Welcome back. And we do hope that you'll return again and again, all three of you, visitors and new people alike. There's the announcements for today is there's an old-fashioned unity prayer service that we have from 9 to 9:30 every Sunday, and this is held in the Temple Library. It's a guided meditation prayer time, a great way to feel your connection to God, and a great place of peace that surpasses understanding. Good way to start off the week. So our Our chaplain today will be Jan, I hope. And our board member, maybe Jan too. I guess that would be Carol. That would be me. If you have any questions about the church, I'll be back.
Oh, here's your You're going to do the board. Okay. I'm the board.
She is. She's the board. That's good. I'm off the hook. Okay, would you please join me in looking in your bulletin, and we'll read our mission statement together. You ready? Our mission is to provide a prosperous and loving community by connecting with God through prayer and following the teachings of Christ.
This is our call to worship song, I'm one with God. Here we go. I'm one with God, He's one with me. I'm one with God, God's one with me. I'm one with God, God's one with me. I'm one with God, God's one with me. One with love. I'm one with love, it's one with me. I'm one with love, it's one with me. One with love, it's one with me. I'm one with love, it's one with me. Peace. One with peace, it's one with me. One with peace, it's one with me. One with peace, it's one with me. I'm one with peace, it's one with me.
Thank you. And would you join with me in affirming our opening statements also in our bulletin? It's God is in charge and all is in divine order. One more time. God is in charge and all is in divine order. And let's take a moment for prayer. Move into that place where we're still and we're one with God. And we truly know that all is in divine order. We look around the world and we say, it doesn't look like it. But we remember that always things work out for the best, that God truly is in charge. In our individual personal lives, when things come up that are disturbing or upsetting, we need to remember that God is right there with every one of us, every moment of every day and every night. God is ever present with you to give you comfort, to love and bless you in every moment at all times. And in our community and in our congregation, and even in the whole world where things look really mixed up, we know that God is present everywhere, all the time, and we trust that God truly is in charge, putting everything in divine order in God's time. And so it is. Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
And the daily word for the day is acceptance. I am worthy of full acceptance. Today I will accept myself just as I am. In the past, I may have thought unkindly of myself, which had a coercive effect on my soul. Self-criticism has no place in my life, so I say no to thoughts that make me feel small or undeserving of all life has to offer. Instead, I say yes to who I am as a spiritual being, a child of God. Spirit's goodness, grace, love, and power are part of my divine identity, and mine to express as only I can. Any mistakes I have made, any of my shortcomings, pale in comparison to this rich spiritual inheritance as I begin to live confidently from my human identity, and I will move more fully embodied my human identity and confidently with my divine identity. I unconditionally accept the person I am and grow with trust and gratitude into the person I am becoming. The scripture came from Mark chapter 1, verse 11. And a voice from heaven came from heaven. You are my son, my beloved. With you I am well pleased.
I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night, a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. I believe, I believe above the storm, the smallest prayer will still be heard. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I
Thank you, James. That was beautiful. Good morning. You ready for my joke? Okay. So there's this reporter who hears that there's this golden phone in some churches. So he decides he's going to go check it out. So he drives to the East Coast and he finds one of these golden phones, and he notices that it costs $25,000 to use this phone. So he asks the minister there, why does this phone cost $25,000? And he says, because it's a direct line to heaven, and you get to talk to God directly. He goes, okay. So he starts traveling around some more. He finds more of these golden phones that all have $25,000 on the phone. Except he makes it to Sun City West. And he sees one of these golden phones. And he happens to ask me, of all people, what is it about this phone? It's only costing 25 cents. And I tell him, in Sun City West, it's a local call. Thank you for laughing. So, we're still on divine order. This is our last Sunday of divine order. And I do understand that it's not always easy to claim divine order when life seems to be a mess, right? It's not something that first pops in our head to claim divine order, but it's a very powerful thing. And I have a perfect example, a story of a young man that shows us how this thing of divine order works. There's this young man called Nick, and I'm not going to mess up his last name. I'm going to say it's Busick, some kind of Busick. And he has a passion for sharing his story across the globe. He was born in Australia without arms and without legs. And there was no logical medical explanation for why this happened to him. He said at the age of 10, he was ready to give up on life and commit suicide. Of course, everyone at school bullied him. There was nothing wrong with his mind. He was a very smart individual. Parents sent him to public school where he got picked on and harassed, of course. So at age 10, he attempted suicide. He didn't believe he could get a job. He didn't believe he could get married. And even if he got married, that he couldn't even hold his wife's hand. So that's where he is. But after this attempted suicide, that little voice inside him tells him, just maybe, you're the miracle. Here he's been waiting all this time for some doctor to help him, to come up with some way that he can have arms and legs. But he hears that voice inside him say, you're the miracle. You're the miracle. Why don't you tell yourself that the next time you're having chaos in your life? You're the miracle. And he says that God helped him overcome all those obstacles. He got married and he is blessed with 4 beautiful children. He is living a life without limits. He's on the ski slopes and he's swimming in the water. He enjoys many activities that may seem impossible, like swimming, golfing, and fishing. He has taken his powerful story around the world to 74 countries, 21 presidents, and 10 government leaders. He wants to encourage people to never give up and to live with purpose regardless of the situation. He says sometimes we wait for a miracle, but sometimes God wants to use us as the miracle. Now this is from someone who has no arms and no legs. I saw pictures of his wife and his family on the internet. He has a very beautiful wife, 4 beautiful children. Put yourself in his shoes. If you had been born with no arms, no legs, people criticizing you, telling you you're going to be nothing, and if you read anything about him, and he always says, if people tell you you're going to be nothing, get a second opinion from God. People tell you you could be nothing. Could you imagine being his parents, giving birth to something that has no arms and no legs? That's about as chaotic as I could think life Yet he got to a place, and even though he tried to commit suicide, where he had to connect to God. And he did. And what God told him was, he is the miracle. So why not, when we're in this midst of chaos, tell ourselves that we are the miracle. We are the vehicle that God is working through to create something amazing. This man with no arms and no legs inspires teenage children. He is the most delightful, lit up, joyful little man I've ever seen, who goes in front of these teenagers and the people who are having difficulties and inspires them with his story. And how can you not look at this man and say, wow, look what God has done in and through him. And he inspires millions of people. He's made millions of dollars going out inspiring people. Yet, if you want to look at the facts, if you want to look at his beginning, he should not have been able to accomplish any of that. Zero. So look at the power of divine order when you choose to believe who you are. So today I want you to see that you are the miracle. You are that God presence in expression. And we need to claim that today. How many of you woke up today and said, oh, I'm a powerful person of God? I didn't think so. But that's what you are. So in order for this divine order power to work, we need to start claiming that we are the power of God. We have that within us every day of every minute. And then divine order works. Just like I told you earlier about the needlepoint thing that looks like nasty on one side and perfection on the other side. As soon as we see the chaos, and as soon as we claim our power, truly who we are, we flip that picture over and the miracle starts to happen. This man with no arms and no legs decided to live life to the fullest anyway. And I don't know what chaos all of us are experiencing right now, but I'm sure it's not at the same level as this little boy with no arms and no legs. He claimed the truth and God did the rest. Did he get arms? Did he get legs? No. But he was a miracle just the way he was. He went out into the world and inspired millions of people, millions of teenagers. He is a true miracle. So what do we have to do? We have to start seeing with different eyes. Yes, we can look in the outer world and we can see all the problems that are out there. Yes, we can look in our own lives and see all the problems that are there. But what happens when we claim our power? What happens when we say, I'm not a weak worm of the dust? What happens when we say, I am not timid, I am not fearful, I am bold and courageous? Do you see the change in energy from just doing that? Because the truth is you are not timid. You are not afraid. You were not born to be afraid of anything. You were born with the power and presence of God. And in God there is no fear. In God there is no timid. In God you are a powerful, amazing being, a spiritual being. So as soon as we realize that God's a spiritual being and I'm a spiritual being, then guess what? We must be kind of one in the same. One in the same. So we have something that Jesus also tells us in the Bible. Jesus says, "Ye have eyes, but we don't see." We are looking right out into the dark material world. So we could talk about the man with no arms and no legs, who truly wasn't seeing in the beginning. All he could see was his disability. All the world could see was his disability. So we have eyes, but sometimes we choose not to see. But you have the eye of spirit. But that eye must be opened by the Christ, which is the power within you. And you open that by your declarations of spiritual understanding. And what is that spiritual understanding? Well, I've been talking to you about that this morning. Understanding that you have the power within you to overcome anything, to be the miracle. That you are a divine child of God, not made in fear, not made in being timid, made in His image and likeness, which means you are a powerful being. Is that what your spiritual understanding is today? That you are a powerful being? That you can overcome anything, that you are the miracle, that God is just waiting for you to express that quality of God within you? That's what God's waiting on. For us to let go of the fear, for us to let go of the limitations, for us to let go of seeing what the world of appearance is trying to tell us, and opening our spiritual eyes and knowing that all is in divine order. Knowing that God is working in and through each one of us to be that miracle. And if a man with no arms and no legs can be a miracle, guess what? Each one here can be a miracle too. But too often we look to the outer world. I have to wonder if Jesus came right here today in very humble clothing and was healing people and doing miraculous things. Would we recognize him as that? Or would we pass him by believing there's some other power that's greater than him out there? Even religious institutions like to say that Jesus performed all these miracles. But where are the miracles of today? Yes, they're in the Bible, and now I'm waiting for another Messiah to create more miracles. Well, guess what? The second coming is you. You can sit and wait for another Messiah for as long as you want, and you're not going to see it till you realize that Messiah is you. Jesus said, "These things I do, you can do, and even greater things." But we seem to put that on a shelf. Yeah, that was 2,000 years ago. I'm going to wait for somebody else to do that. Yeah, I know I can be powerful, but I'm not quite ready to use that power. People might make fun of me if they knew I could heal somebody. They might make fun of me if they could see me do miraculous things, right? So we put it off. We don't want to be made fun of. We don't want to stand out in the crowd. We want to melt into the crowd most of the time, right? But guess what? You were never made to melt into the crowd. You were meant to stand out. You were meant to be amazing. You are the miracle. Can we say that together? I am the miracle. One more time. I am the miracle. And yes, there could be chaos all around you. But if we claim that power, you claim your oneness with God, you claim divine order, and guess what? You are the miracle that is in the midst of that chaos. And Charles Fillmore always said that faith is born in the darkness, which I didn't always like to hear, but it's the truth. When do we count on God? Not when life is going easy, right? No. The time I spend most in prayer and meditation is when life is not going the way I want it to go. So why not claim it now? Why not claim it every morning? Why not have it be like buying clothes or eating food, making prayer and meditation that constant part of your life. Because it's so powerful. It healed a boy that was born with no arms or legs. He's a very successful man. He does all the things that we can do. He has a wife, which he thought he never had. He has children. But you can see how quickly we go down that negative spiral when things aren't going right. I know I do. I'm a little better at stopping it now. I don't spend months that way. It's usually only a couple hours. But I still can catch myself going down that spiral. When I could just claim all is in divine order, I'm a powerful being of God. I am the miracle. Can we say that together? All is in divine order. I am a divine child of God. I am the miracle. And you are. Every person in this room is. So are you ready to claim divine order? Are you ready to see the chaos and not get caught up in it? Well, that's a little trickier, right? Because you got lots of things going like this, not only outside yourself, but within your own mind, right? You got this good consciousness and not so good consciousness fighting all the time. But we have to learn to give it no power. Because as soon as you get caught up in the drama, you have given all your power away. Just like the boy with no legs and no arms. When he was giving the kids in school his power, when he was giving his teachers the power to tell him what he couldn't do, he was giving all his power away. All of it. So it's time to stop doing that. I don't care what the doctor has told you. I don't care what your bank account says. I don't care what your friends say about you, or your ex-husband, or your ex-wife, or anyone else. Do not listen to them when you know the truth. When you know who you are. That is the key to using this power of divine order, is to know who you are 24/7. Not just when you're in church, not just when you're in meditation, not just for a few hours a week. Every day, wake up and know that you are a divine child of God, born with more power than you can realize. And if we can keep ourselves out of the drama of the day, guess what? That divine energy just flows freely in and through you, creating all the miracles, all the healing, all the joy, all the beauty that you would ever want. So we have to claim who we are. To see with the eyes of God and not see with the eyes of materiality. To know that things can change in an instant. But they're never going to change as long as we believe that the government has power, as long as we believe the doctor has power, as long as we believe a spouse has power over us, as long as we believe something in the outer world is more powerful than we are, it's never going to happen. We are all bold. We are all courageous. We are all important to what's going on in the world. And it's up to each and every one of us to hold that truth. That collectively, we are a very powerful group of people. And it would be even more powerful if we could quit giving our power away to all the people who want to tell us something less. And they're out there. They are out there everywhere. Families are always a good place to hear that. I think I've told you before, my mother believed I couldn't write. Well, I can write. There's people who don't believe you can do certain things. Well, guess what? I can. And I will. So where do you want to put your focus? Where do you want to put your attention? What do you choose to believe about yourself? Do not believe that you are a weak worm of the dust. Do not believe that you're timid in any way. Do not believe that you don't have the power to overcome whatever it is that's challenging you. Because you're a powerful being of light, and in the light there is no darkness. There can be no darkness if you choose to shine your light. And that's what you are. Jesus said, you are the light of the world, so let your light shine. And you will be amazed at what happens in your life. You will be amazed at how things seem to work in grace and ease. You will be amazed how things that used to irritate the crap out of you don't bother you anymore. That's the fun part. You can criticize me now, and it used to really take me to the depths of sadness. But if you criticize me now, I'm like, okay, if that's what you want to believe, fine, but I know who I am. So your negativity doesn't stick to me because I know who I am. And I've learned that by being a minister, because you better believe the moment I took the stage, people wanted to criticize one thing or another. And yes, I took it personally for a long time, but not anymore. I know who I am. And if you choose to believe that, okay, you could go to church somewhere else, because this is who I am. And I can't change that. So let's all get on the same page. Are you the light of the world?
Yes.
Are you a powerful being?
Yes.
Are you the miracle?
Yes.
Can you live that way 24/7?
Work in progress, yeah.
Can you tell the world of appearance is not the truth of you? Because that's what it takes. It takes you standing in your light. It takes you standing in your truth and not forgetting who you are. And you, my friend, are the miracle. So let's start acting like it. Let's start believing it. Let's start living that way. Because that's the truth. And anything else is not the truth. So let's take time in prayer and meditation. So let's take a deep breath. Because I know it takes a lot to say that I am a miracle. So we let go of any past fear. We let go of any negativity. And today we claim the truth that I behold the Christ in me. I behold that I am the light of the world. I behold that I am powerful, that I am love and joy and beauty, that I am prosperous, that I am bold, that there is nothing that I cannot accomplish, because I am God's miracle. So let's just open that space to let go of the past, to let go of the negativity, and boldly claim, I am God's miracle. I was made in the image and likeness of God. That God in me is greater than anything in my life. God in me is greater than anything in my world. So when I stay in my place of light, my place of oneness with God, there is no darkness. So let's take how amazing you are, into the silence. So let's become aware of our surroundings. Grab all the light under the soles of your feet so you're grounded. And always know that you are centered and poised in the light of God. That there's nothing that can disturb the calm peace of your soul. For you are